Boom! What is up, Waves Capital? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk to you about my single favorite stock trade for the new and spooky month of October, which should look familiar to many of you because it was also my #1 pick of September as well. And that stock, as you already know, is ChargePoint Holdings and or ticker symbol CHPT. Okay, so as you can see in front of us, we do have a trading view open. I will, of course, be talking price targets over the course of this month and potential upside price action. But I feel it's important to first cover some very, very bullish news that was recently released, not only in regards to ChargePoint, which is the leader, the market leader in this subsector, but this benefits the entire subsector that is EV chargers. Okay, so blnk, evgo, you name it, ChargePoint is the market leader. Therefore, I believe this benefits ChargePoint more than the other players, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, let's read over it and then we'll dive into ChargePoint on the charts. Okay, just reading key points, not diving into the meat of this article. You guys can, as always, go check it out for yourself, but the key points are all I feel is necessary sharing today. The U.S. Transportation Department on Tuesday said it approved electric vehicle charging station plans for all 50 states. Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico covering roughly 75,000 miles of highways. Earlier this year, the Biden administration allocated $5 billion to states to fund EV chargers over 5 years along interstate highways as part of the bipartisan infrastructure package. So, I believe we covered the initial infrastructure plan or this initial funding plan back in the video I posted like a month ago now. But this has finally been approved. We have the green light. And this is pretty much already, I mean, it was pretty much already green lit. But the fact that this is locked in, the deal is sealed is huge for, again, charging stations in general. But ChargePoint is the obvious market leader. So, great news for ChargePoint. States are now approved to build a network of EV charging stations along designated alternative fuel corridors on the national highway system and have access to more than $1.5 billion to help the chargers. So, right off the bat, you guys, let's take a quick look at ChargePoint's market cap just above $5 billion. Of course, market cap is not just revenue and not just current cash on hand, etc. It is forward-looking revenue, and the potential of this company is typically priced into that market cap. That's what stocks are. So, ChargePoint, the fact that it's just a $5 billion company and $5 billion of funding is going into this specific subsector over the course of 5 years. I mean, the math there is good. It's just from a very, very general perspective for ChargePoint. Again, there are other competitors in the space, but personally, I feel like ChargePoint is the safest and smartest decision, okay, if you're choosing to play this sector, okay? So before we dive into potential upside price targets, I do want to let you guys know that I do write multiple newsletters every day. The first is my trade alert and the second is price targets. The price targets newsletter yesterday, as I sent this coverage on ChargePoint out, saw this article first. Today, the day of recording, ChargePoint did exceptionally well. And if you guys have been part of Waves Capital for a while, part of the newsletter portfolio family, you would know that ChargePoint has provided us with some amazing profits over the course of the past month. So this is just an example I wanted to share with you guys in the specific newsletter covered the SPY, ChargePoint, Luminar, SoFi, Matterport, Bitcoin. And if you guys do want these daily newsletters, along with the complete breakdown of my entire personal portfolio, all call options, all put options, all stock positions, cryptocurrencies, you name it, it's there. Updated every single trading day during market hours, along with, once again, my trade alert newsletter explaining why I made the trades I did, and the price targets newsletter going over any relevant price targets and daily price action with the team. That's the first link in the description box down below. That will take you to this page. Click on this puppy right here, and you can go on to select from any of the payment plans you see in front of you. Subscribe, give it a shot. You can always unsub, but I trust you'll be sticking around. Welcome to the winning team in advanced. Plug out of the way. Let's talk ChargePoint Holdings, okay? So ChargePoint, as you can see in front of us, has been in a textbook. I mean, this is like you Google ascending channel, and this is one of the images that should pop up. Since the lows, since the lows that ChargePoint experienced back in May of 2022 has been, again, in this beautiful, beautiful ascending channel. Boom, bottom line of support, touch point, initial touch point, that's May low. Top line here, creating the first touch point of resistance. Since then, bouncing beautifully back and forth through this channel, very, very consistently as well. Okay, so do I think a test to the top of this channel is possible over the month of October? Given my thoughts on the macroeconomic climate, on the greater equity markets, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, etc., the major indices, it's difficult for me to believe unless ChargePoint gets acquired or unless they become a target for acquisition, which is very, very possible. But for that to happen within the next 30 days is extremely speculative, and I don't even want to say that's something that I'm personally factoring in, especially when it comes to some call options for ChargePoint. 1021, a bigger reason that I have this labeled here is because that's a major options expiration date. So that will definitely lend itself to some volatility. Do I think ChargePoint, again, over the next 30 days can test the top line of resistance on this channel, which is this sign line right here, obviously, which would take us to 22.25 by 1021. Of course, the further this expands, the higher the price target becomes. By November 1st, that would take us to just under $23. So do I think $23 by the end of the month is possible? Of course it's possible. Anything is possible. But do I think it's probable? Personally, I don't. But what I do think is possible, and I do think this is possible by mid to later this month, which is, again, I'll just say 1021 because that's the date I've been talking to the newsletter about as well. Very significant date for just the financial markets in general. I do think that it's possible to reach this median line of resistance, both resistance and support, just the median line on this channel. Of course, this is like within the range of $1 or $2, of course, but I do, maybe not $1 or $2, but like 10-20 cents. I do think that it's possible to come up to the mid-range of this channel, just given all of the fundamental momentum that ChargePoint has behind it, and test once again the median line. In the case that we test this by 1021, you guys can already see it. That would take us to about 1950, which again is not by any means out of the realm of possibility. We've already seen $19, almost $20 here at the two recent highs on this ascending channel. So that level, once again, would not surprise me in the slightest. If the markets do bounce back, like if the S&P and NASDAQ actually do try to make a short to medium term run over the course of the month of October, I think it's possible that we do see $22 to $23, but because I'm very, very hesitant and skeptical on the performance of, once again, the larger equity indices, I think that this diamond in the rough, that is ChargePoint, could see $19. And just the fact that it sees upside, 20% plus upside, in the case of the markets, the greater markets do see downside, is a win in itself. Okay, so that's my thoughts, you guys. Please let me know in the comments down below what your favorite stock for the month of October is and why. And once again, if you want to join Waves Capital for real, step up your investing game, step up your trading game, check out the first link down below once again. Okay, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you next time. Until then, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.